Lasha versus Lovchev. This is a tale as old as time. Okay, perhaps it's not as old as time, but there hasn't been a moment where I've posted a Lasha video and someone hasn't commented, but Lovchev would have beaten him if he were there. Well, he's going to be there. Worlds in less than a month. Lasha versus Lovchev. We haven't seen this since 2015. It's been 6 years, and it's coming back. So there are going to be timestamps on this. If you just want to get to what's going on now, rather than hear the history between these two, then you can just skip forward. But we haven't seen Lasha versus Lovchev since 2015. And in fact, it was actually the only time that Lasha lost as a senior. He lost to Aleksey Lovchev at that competition. Lovchev had a phenomenal performance. He went 212 on the snatch, 264 on the clean and jerk for a clean and jerk world record. That's a 476 kilo total, an all-time total world record. In fact, it sort of technically beat Leonid Taranenko's 475 kilo world record total by a kilo. I mean, actually it didn't, because Taranenko went 210, 266, but back then you lifted in 2.5s unless you were going for world record, then you could go up by 0.5 and blah, 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 blah. So it counted as 475, but actually it was 476. But Lovchev had the heaviest total ever. And at that competition, Lasha went 207, 247. He went 4 for 6, a 454 kilo total. He missed a snatch and he missed a clean and jerk. This is something that we don't see him do. Maybe it's because he was actually pushed in this competition. He actually had to do more than he normally would do. Since that competition, however, and we haven't seen Lasha versus Lovchev since, he did 463, 473, 477, all the way up until most recently in Tokyo, 488, a full 12 kilos more than Lovchev and Taranenko have ever done. What's perhaps as interesting, if not more interesting, is that Lasha set 23 world records since he lost to Lovchev. That's out of 73 lifts. That means that 31.5% of all of his attempts have been world records. So Lovchev beats Lasha in 2015. You go to 2016, Lasha wins the Olympic Games. Whereas Lovchev, he got popped. So Lovchev was technically popped for that performance in 2015 due to a peptide called ipamorelin, which is a growth hormone. And so he got a 4-year ban. I guess it went retroactively back to 2015 in December, and he's been banned up until December 2019. When he then came out of that ban, Russia as a country was banned, and so still he couldn't compete. And during that time off, we saw Lovchev mess about a bit. He did some weightlifting, but he also took part in some strongman competitions. And he did pretty well. He hit a 210 kilo axle clean and jerk or clean and press, which I say pretty well. That's a Russian record. That actually beats Kaklayev's 208 kilo national record. It's a huge lift. And also what's great about it is that he cleans it and he jerks it. He doesn't do the continental up onto the belt, shout out to the Weightlifting House belt, Black Friday deals coming soon, and then sort of roll it up his chest and get it overhead. He actually clean and jerks it, which is great. So then we've not really seen a whole lot from Lovchev in terms of his actual weightlifting. But then recently at the Russian National Championships in June, just a few months ago, he set new national records in the snatch, clean and jerk, and total. 192 snatch, 232 clean and jerk, 424 kilo total. Now, it's not huge. It is 91% of his previous best total, but it was at a national competition. Maybe he wasn't pushing himself. We know he had problems with his shoulder. Maybe he was being careful, making sure that he'd be ready come the World Championships in Uzbekistan to actually push Lasha. So currently he's at a training camp and has been since October 15th in Sochi with the rest of the Russian team. Sochi not known as being the cleanest of places. Not that that maybe suggests anything. In fact, to be fair to Russia, under Agapitov, who's the president of the Russian Federation, Russia's actually done very well. They have popped a lot of athletes, which you could look at that and say, well, clearly they're still doping. But also you can look at that and go, they are actively popping their own lifters, including good lifters. And they actually are, and I genuinely think that Russia's doing a much better job at cleaning up than they probably get credit for, and that a lot of other countries are doing who are slipping under the radar. That's another story for another time. Let's take a look at some of the performances of these two lifters over the last couple of months. And with that 275 kilo clean and jerk, Lasha has finally totaled Sorry, what's that? Okay, breaking news. We've got word coming in. Black Friday, 30% off selected items. What is that? 25th to the 29th of November. Wrist strap, thumb tape, weightlifting house belts, calendars, posters, books, clothing, even barbells. We have so many bars that we're currently using them as clothes racks. Up to 30% off across most items. Weightliftinghouse.com, November 25th to 29th. Back to the 500. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to look at is Lasha Talakhadze, because since I did a video on him last week, he's hit a few more incredible lifts. So this first one, 315 kilos in the back squat. We've seen him do 325 as the most we've ever seen. I've seen him do 305 for a double. We've never seen him repping out 315 kilos, and yet here he is, and he's moving it extremely quickly. I mean, that third rep slowed down. I would say that's somewhere around an RP 7.5, RP 8. He had 2 more reps in him, maybe. It looked like a 5 RM. Looks like he could squat 360-ish, something like that, maybe 365. And then he's also done a little bit of work with my favorite, the no-foots. I love no-foot lifts. I program them for a lot of my athletes I've ever programmed. I've done them too. I just think they're great for a lot of reasons, which we won't get into now. Here's a nice 210 no-foot snatch. I filmed him doing a 190 no-foot, maybe 2 days out from his 2019 World Championships win. There's 210. Oh, we did two reps here. Very nice. Little step forward at that one, but it does, I mean, it's doing what it's supposed to do there. It's straightening out the pull. There's certainly no jumping forward or backwards to correct for any error in the bar path. And then Dr. Georgie posted a little bit also. Here's a 240 no foot clean. To be fair, the right foot moves. That's just a Lu Jiaoshen clean, except Lu does it with the left foot, but it's kind of like a no foot. The caption says without jumping. Lasha's in great shape though. I mean, he is toying around with 2 kilos less than Lovchev's best snatch, and is maybe not toying around with 240, but still doing pretty good things. I mean, this 250 clean and jerk is pretty damn big. Someone's commented, Weightlifting House, Seb, you seen how fast this is? I'll give that a like. I always think Lasha's lifting in the jerk always looks particularly slow because of that front foot landing first, but I agree, OAM.95. And then I'm sure there was some, here we go, on his story, nice 190, and that's I think we're going to call that power, aren't we guys? One more time for the people in the back. Oh, he's wearing his warm body cold mine top. I have that too, they sent me that one also. And now, if we take a little bit of a look at Lovchev, we can see what kind of shape he's in, and whether he's actually going to pose much of a threat. So this is hard to see what it is, and nobody in the comments says. I'm going to say that's a 25, 25, 25, 20, because I think that fourth one looks a little bit less, so we're at 210. And then obviously we've got the collars, it's 15, and then I think there's either a 2.5 or a 5. So we're either looking at 220 or 225. It's probably 220. And you know what? It looks pretty good. The clean looks particularly easy. The jerk, though it does look easy. What does it say here? Move lighter, get up more active, lift harder. Why are you relaxing? Okay, I will try 250. We will start 250. This is really interesting. I haven't seen any of this. So does that mean that Lovchev is going to try to open with 250 again at the World Championships? Oh, he's going straight in for a double. The thing with Lovchev weighs like 145 kilos. Lasha is 177-ish. So Lasha is significantly bigger. Lovchev's 6'2", Lasha's 6'6". But something about the arm length, he's got such long arms, Lovchev, makes him freakish. You know, he snatched 220 back in the day off blocks in training. Here we go again. Yeah, that clean does look tremendous easy. I mean, they could all be 25s. We could be looking at 230. The jerk's not perfect. But it's pretty good. We know he's very strong. How many reds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 320. This one's kind of interesting. A 140 muscle snatch. Alex, let's get that side by side of Lasha 140 muscle snatch. Lasha's is much easier. They're both no contact. But Lasha just has a lot more speed coming through the middle portion of the lift. So the turnover and the press out is a lot quicker. This is a little bit of a grind, but it's still very impressive, obviously. But Lovchev doesn't like to post much there. But fortunately for us, Yakin Vladislav, the Russian 77, posts some stuff from the training. And this is at the training camp currently in Sochi. That's a 165 block snatch. Do you know what I mean about his upper body? It's freakish. Okay, so I know this guy is neither Lovchev nor Lasha, but I like this lift, and I'm excited to see him lift. Check out this 140 power quickly. I think they've done something to that lift. It looks a little bit sus to me. Here's a nice 130. What's he going to do? Cool. That's it. That's where the video ends. All right, let's move on. Okay, so here's 120 for some muscle snatches. I think Lovchev's gone in very slightly on the grip. Is that 130? That was the ugliest high pull. Bro, Aleksey was about to do snatch grip cleans. He was. You'll be pleased to see Artemokulov returns. That's 170. So I think that's basically it between those two. Right now, we can see that Lasha is in tremendous shape. He's squatting a lot. He's doing no foots with weights that other weightlifters will never hope to snatch. Whereas Lovchev, we just don't know. He's strong in the deadlift. He's done some decent muscle snatches. We know that he's done 192, 232, but these aren't weights that are going to even come close to challenging Lasha. I hope he puts up a fight. I hope that he can compete with the two Armenians, Gore and Lalian, and that we might see 4 lifters actually totaling somewhere around the 460 range would be amazing. But my opinion is none of them are going to touch Lasha. What is your opinion? Comment down below.